Hi guys, we're back with another video, and today we're making some cook up salt mackerel. To be honest, I buy a coconut for those salt mackerel rundown, but I don't feel fit. Being that I don't feel fit, I can't make it because I'm not going to enjoy it. So we're just going to do some cook up mackerel. So let's get into this video. Just going to cut this in half so it can hold in the pot. And guys, the mackerel cook already, you know. Well, the salt kind of cook the mackerel, and I know say mackerel is easy for cook. So we just have to rinse off this. Alright, so I'll go in and just take these and add them to the water. Alright, so I drain off the excess water. Now what we're gonna do is just add these to the pot with the boiling water. Alright, and then we're going to kind of scald this off for about 20 minutes and then we'll come back. Alright, so I'm going to go in with a little vinegar. I'm using apple cider, but you can use regular vinegar also. So about a tablespoon of vinegar. Alright, and just allow that to boil. It's going to remove the smell from the mackerel or that fishy taste from the salt mackerel. So the list of ingredients that we're going to use for the mackerel today are onion, tomato, scallion, thyme, pepper, red and green bell pepper, and I also have 2 cloves of garlic. So if you like a lot of onions, you can go ahead and use a lot. In salt mackerel, I think a lot of fresh seasons are necessary. Any type of fish, a whole heap of herbs and vegetables needed. You don't need no whole heap of powder seasoning. The only way you need some powder seasoning, like some all-purpose, is if you boil out the mackerel out of the... If you boil out the salt out of the mackerel too much. So that's the only way you need powder seasoning. But when it comes to your herbs and your spices, your vegetable, you need a lot of that. So I'm gonna go in with 1 medium onion, and I'm also gonna use 1 medium tomato. This kind of large still, it's kind of big, and we'll just have to chop up this. So I dice it in half, then I'll go across, and then I'll chop it down the middle again, just one time, and then we'll set that aside. And then we'll do the other half. Guys, the onion are burning in my eye. Boy, me just want to run the water. Through the knife, I kind of dull, you know. Alright, chop it down the middle. And then set this aside. 2 stalks of scallion. Alright, so just I'm going to chop down this. Alright, and you can just mash it if that's your preference. Also, you don't have to really chop them, but yeah, I'm going to get everything out of it, so let's chop it down. Right? And I'm going to use 1 hot pepper. I'm going to use a seed. Guys, if you don't like spice, remove the seed from the pepper. But you can't see mackerel without spice. So, it's up to uno. To me, mackerel not nice without spice. Alright, I'm gonna leave the seed intact and just drop it in. For bell pepper, personally, I don't eat bell pepper, like eat it, so I'm gonna end up pick it out. But because I want my dish to look colorful and appealing to the eyes, I'm gonna add them to it. Flavor very strong, so I don't want it to overpower the dish. So I'm just gonna use a little bit, and I'm gonna add those to the end of the dish also, so that the color can stay radiant, you know. These separate from the rest of vegetables, because as I said, we're gonna go in with this last, just to make the dish pop. Right? So if you don't have it, that's okay. Alright, so bell pepper. Set this to the side. 2 cloves of garlic, so we're gonna chop up that. So now I press it first, and then we just use the knife and just kind of chop it like this. Alright, because I don't want to see big old garlic in my food. Alright, so I'm just going to go in and chop it down. I hardly have space to work the knife because through the whole of the seasoning them on the table, on the cutting board. Alright, so just chop this as thinly as you would like. Fried a while ago, you know. Alright, and then this is what we have: onion, tomato, scallion. I get the thyme. I have my thyme in the freezer, so we'll get it. Alright, now so we're gonna pour off the water off of the mackerel. Guys, I'm gonna taste the mackerel and it not that salt. So what I'm gonna do is just catch a little cold water on it and just let it sit for the 15 minutes or till when we're ready for cook it up, because if I ever boil it again, it's gonna too fresh. And one thing you don't want to do is boil it out fresh, because you're not gonna enjoy it that way. You want to have a little bit of salt still in the salt mackerel, because it's salt mackerel. If it's fresh, what it sense? So we're not boil it again. But don't be afraid to go in and taste your mackerel. If it tastes okay, you leave it alone. If it's still salt, you want to scald it off for another 15 minutes, okay? Alright, so we're just catching up water to cover the mackerel and go open our ear with. So we're just catching up water to cover the mackerel, and we're just going to let that stay there. So this is good enough, okay? Alright, so I pour off the water. And then we'll clean up the mackerel. Alright, so we'll remove what we don't want from the mackerel, right? Some people don't remove the skin, but to me the skin have a slimy thing. Well, maybe I'm not even the skin. You see that white up here? That's to go. See that? So we'll take off this. You can even go deep and take off the entire thing if you want, like this. Alright, clean it off. And we're also going to debone it. So we're not going to remove all the bone, but we'll remove as much bone as we can from the mackerel. So the center bone, a lot of people don't like it. I love it. Alright, as we just said earlier, remove most bone as possible. And pick up the salt mackerel. Oh, you like it. I don't like with mine too finey, mincy, so I kind of do it kind of in bigger chunks like this. When you see bone, remove them. So I have something to set it aside. So more of my salt mackerel is chunky. You see? I want my bone. If you don't want the bone, you can just take them out. Let me save the bone in for myself. Alright, so we just go in and do that with all of the salt mackerel. Scrape off the skin if you don't want it. Some people leave the skin on it, and that's okay. I don't like feel it in my mouth, kind of slimy. So I'm gonna remove it. So remove this. salt mackerel come like it make different two little piece of bone me get out tight so far. So we just gonna go in and do all of that. But I try to keep some space, so after I do that one here, I'm gonna go off camera, go finish it up. Only open I hear me because I start talk low again. I tell myself so I'm gonna try talk louder so that you guys can hear me, because some people say they not hear a word me I say. Oh Lord. Alright, so remove the skin. Marine stuff, if you can see, if you look close, you see them kind of crazy business upon it. Alright, and then we'll just pick it. Right. Center bone. I brought this in about 3, and I'll add it to the bowl. Come on, want it. Let me just cut up this. Alright guys. Alright, so this is this amount of salt mackerel I end up with. Right, so after I pick it and debone, this is what we have working with. I am going to go in with some olive oil. And guys, when I'm doing salt mackerel, I like to use a good amount of oil, because that's how I like it. If you want to use a small amount, that's okay. So we're going with that. Allow that to eat, and then we'll come back. Alright, so we're gonna go in with garlic and onion. Guys, I would say coconut milk and olive oil, 2 good oil to use when you're frying up your mackerel. Right, and remember you can't eat the oil too hot. So medium low, perfect. Alright, so now guys, we are going with tomato, hot pepper, scallion and thyme. I'll just leave the bell peppers a little longer. So once it starts to the tomato start breaking down, we're gonna add the salt mackerel. Alright, I'm gonna combine that. Hold on, let me just add the black pepper. I'm going to add some black pepper. And then we'll combine. Add a little more black pepper on. Then want to look too white. So we are going with it. Very pepper. This is what we have. We're just gonna combine that. And that's it. Guys, if you've made it this far, don't forget to like, don't forget to leave a comment, and hope you enjoy this one, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.